Hey y'all, I'm T the Brand, Lash Marketing Mentor. I help lash artists become lash marketers because marketing builds clientele. You are listening to the Powerhouse Lash Podcast, and I hope that something in this episode makes your lash journey a little bit easier. Hey y'all, hey, I am excited to be on the mic today. I have been under the weather for a good 2 weeks of December. My birthday was December 9th. I had an amazing birthday weekend, but then after that, I got sick and I don't know what was going on. I'm going to say it was a cold because it wasn't the flu, it wasn't COVID. And then that first week, it was kind of, all right, but then it got progressively worse. Like my head was super congested. I was having migraines, a lot of sneezing, and just it was disgusting. Okay, and then the following week, which was last week, I was just kind of still in recovery mode, feeling a lot better. I was able to work again, taking my clients, but just still little small symptoms of whatever was going on. And to be very honest, I believe that I got sick from stress. This is the first time in 3 years of a lash career that I have been sick and my body made me sit down. Like I've had like little sniffles and maybe headache, having to take some Theraflu or something like that. But to be out of commission and have to cancel clients, I don't really get sick. And so I think my body and my brain was just like, girl, we need a break. You need to slow down. And just with dealing with some stressful stuff in my personal life, some stressful stuff with business, trying to get ready for the new year and wrap up this year, like it was just my body said, let's get sick and shut down so that this girl can rest. So that was that. But we here, okay? And so I just wanted to share, just some final thoughts of 2023. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram, threads, whenever I hop on there, mainly Facebook. There's this post that's going around. People are sharing it about how 2023 was just a hard year mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. 23 just whooped on a lot of people, and I can't say that I had the same kind of year. 2023 was definitely challenging. There were some really, really hard things that happened this year, with business, with personal life, losing loved ones, supporting my fiance who lost loved ones, and getting engaged. Like there were beautiful things that happened at the same time. So I can't charge this year a bad year. I think it's just like any year. No year is perfect. No year is just super easy and breezy. We don't win the whole year all the time. And so I think once we all just kind of really come to grips with and accept that life happens in seasons. Some seasons are great, some seasons are terrible, some seasons are long, some seasons are short. Sometimes the money is good, sometimes the math ain't mathing, sometimes you love your boo, sometimes you want to send them on about their way. Like sometimes you want to keep the client, sometimes you want to fire them. Like life is it happens in seasons, and it's inevitable. And the sooner we can grasp and understand, like this situation won't last forever, this hurt, this pain won't last forever, it gets easier. Not saying that it's easy to deal with, that you won't have problems, but I will say that it gets easier. I've been able to do some amazing things this year. The very beginning of 2023 in January, I co-hosted a vision board party that was an amazing event. I built connections from that vision board party that led to friendships and mentees, and it was wonderful. So after the vision board party in January, I was able to go ahead and launch my mentorship program for the third time this year. And I had two amazing mentees. I've talked about them on this podcast all year long, but they were truly amazing. They graduated. I had a little time to kind of revamp the program. Clients growing, losing clients. What else happened? Oh, I made a connection with Miss Lucretia Stewart. She's the owner of Lifestyle Lash Academy in Tyler, Texas. And so I was able to be the speaker at her graduation for her students back in was that December? Yeah, it was on December 10th. So I was able to do that, which is kind of what I'm gonna share from the podcast about. I'm gonna share with y'all the thoughts and advice tips that I gave to her graduating students. I built a relationship with Miss Kiana Scott, the owner of Bonjour Beauty Lash Academy. Well, Bonjour Beauty University. It is a lash school here in Dallas, Texas. She's located in Mesquite. And I was able to connect with her, and I've been able to speak with two of her classes this year. Her summer cohort of students and then her winter cohort of students. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing year. We made more money this year than we made last year in our lash business, and I'm just thankful. The podcast did great. YouTube, I got my first YouTube check, y'all. I got my first YouTube check in August of this year, and my second one came this month in December. So, good things happened on top of all of the crazy. So I want to go ahead and jump into what I want to talk about for this episode, and these are going to be my final thoughts of 2024. And I'm going to start off with just some of the things that I shared with the students at Lifestyle Lash Academy who were graduating. So the first thing that I shared with them to help them navigate their journeys of becoming lash artists, lashpreneurs, business owners, confidence and courage are key. We all often hear, that confidence is key, but in order to be confident or to do the things that require you to show up as confident, you do need some courage. You have to be courageous in the things. And one of the things that I learned as a beginner lash artist was that whether people supported you or not, it's no one else's job to believe in you, because their belief or their doubt won't get you anywhere that you want to be. So you need to make sure that you have the belief in yourself. Any doubts that you are feeling, that you address them and really deal with them and work through them so that you can grow. People will always feel like, especially family, they will feel like your business is not important, like it's just something small or a hobby, because it's lash extensions. People don't understand how lash extensions can really change somebody's lives or change somebody's life. And so don't worry about who does or doesn't support you. There are strangers who will get you exactly where you need to be and beyond. Like, my clientele is mostly made up of strangers who have become friends, because I see them once a month, some of them twice a month, and I'm not friends with all of my clients. That's not what I'm saying, but what I am saying is I've had more clients become friends than I've had friends or family members become clients. So moving into 2024, like, don't be so wrapped up in who falls off, who doesn't follow you that you feel like should. When I say follow you, I mean like really support you, not like follow you on social media or anything. But don't be wrapped up in that. Let God send who is supposed to be in your business to help you grow come, and just accept it from there, and move on. It wasn't until I put my faith to the work and took action that I started to see results. So the thing that happened in my head, all of the ideas that I've had, the ebooks, I dropped 2 ebooks this year. That's crazy. Go get them. They're bundled at $80 on the website, link in my bio. And they are also sold individually. So, but yeah, I dropped 2 ebooks, and everything that I have wanted to do that I actually believed in and put the work in for, it's come to fruition. And let the things move from your head to your heart and come out in your hands. Okay. Confidence is a muscle. I get this question often. Like, a lot of lash artists ask, how are you so confident? You don't ever look scared. You always know what you're talking about. And just like any muscle, you have to exercise it. Anything that you want to grow, you have to nurture it. Life isn't a name it and claim it kind of game. You just don't get lucky, and no one is coming to save you. So if there's something that you want, you have to exercise your confidence muscle. You have to do things that will allow you to show up as confidence. A lot of times we pray for things: confidence, courage, more faith, more this, more that, more patience. But God doesn't just drop those things to you because you ask for them. He's going to challenge your character, like the person that you are in comparison to who you say you want to be. He puts you in situations to show up as this new person. So if you want more confidence, when opportunities come for you to stand up and show up and exercise the confidence muscle, that's how you build confidence. You show up confident and you grow confidence from there. Is it scary? Absolutely. But you have to start somewhere. Either you're going to let fear keep you stuck, or you're going to let fear drive you to, let me not say drive you, because that is not what I mean. I do not want you to be driven by fear, but you will give you won't let the fear outweigh your faith, and you'll have faith to do the things that you're scared of. Ooh, thank you, Lord, because that was getting a little confusing. Okay, so that's also why you need courage. Courage is the thing that rises up inside of you and makes you take the risk and go after the opportunities. A lot of times we're afraid of fear of rejection, and that is what kills our courage. But no's are inevitable in any process that you're going through, especially in business. Like the infamous Kris Jenner has said, no just means that you've asked the wrong person. So make sure that you are, working, and that you really believe in what you have, because if you don't, a no from a few people is going to shut you down. So keep going. Don't let rejection or your victories define you. Learn from both and grow. The ups are going to be up and the lows are going to be low, but if you see both highs and lows as a way to grow, as a way to learn. If you analyze them, what did I do good? What could I have done better in both situations? Like you level them out, and then you don't feel such a sense of defeat or like you suck or being washed out or whatever. You don't get as burnt out quickly if you don't let your victories or your rejections define you. This is one piece of advice too that I think it's super huge. And I have to remind myself of this often because it's been something that I've had to work through. And that is not attaching your worth to your work, not attaching your worth to the money that you make. Learn who you are. So no matter what comes, you are always on solid ground internally. If your worth, your feeling of self-worth or image of self-worth is connected to the work that you do, when you're not being productive, when you're not on goal, when you're not moving, making, and shaking, you're going to feel empty. You're going to feel worthless. You're going to feel like you aren't good enough. But that's not true. You're just not productive right now for whatever the reason is. If you attach your worth, your value to the money that you make, when the money is slow, you're not going to be able to value yourself and to really see yourself for the amazing, hardworking, whatever great adjectives you have about yourself or believe about yourself person that you are. Do not connect your, I hate when people say charge your worth. I will never ever 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 be paid what I am worth, because I am worth way more than a dollar amount. And again, it takes a lot of refreshing and reminding and going back to God and seeking his validation for who he says I am, because it's easy for me to attach it to the work that I do, because I'm very capable, very smart, very creative, very innovative, all of these things. But when those things fail, or when those things aren't getting me the results that I want, now I'm checking myself like, girl, something ain't wrong. I mean, something is wrong with you. Something isn't right. And that's not true. It's just my value and my self-image is caught up in the wrong thing. So I want to encourage you to avoid that pitfall as well. The next piece of advice, all of that was under one thing, and that was the courage and confidence are key. The next piece of advice that I shared with the class was, if you play stupid games, you will win stupid prizes. I'm sure we have all been in situations where we've been desperate for something, and then we do something dumb or something that wasn't a part of the plan, only for the outcome to be the total opposite of what we wanted it to be. I'm going to give y'all an example. When back in 2021, when I was still struggling to learn how to market myself and my services, I couldn't grow my clientele. So I was asked about doing the lash training for somebody. And so I did the lash training and I felt like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity for me to become a lash trainer. I'm not making money doing lashes, so I can make money doing this. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can make money with a mentorship program, which I did not make money with that mentorship program. I had one person actually pay for it. I gave it away to 4 people. 2 of the 4 people fell off, so I was doing it for one person who paid for it and 2 people for free. And this is what I learned back then: what you pay for, you value, and you use. The only person who paid for that class is the only one who is soaring right now. Not saying that the other 2 aren't doing great, aren't doing good in their businesses, but this other person is soaring. Do you hear me? So yeah, back to the story. I started doing dumb stuff. And what it came down to was I did not know how to market. So if I didn't know how to market to get clients for lashes, I wasn't going to know how to market to get students for a training. And if you don't know how to get clients for marketing, you won't know how to sell your products from the product line you feel is like going to blow your business up for marketing. You have to learn how to market. So don't do dumb stuff and expect good outcomes. Like, stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So here's my advice that I borrowed from one of my amazing instructors, which is the Bible. Write the vision and make it plain. God is in the details. And when that verse says make it plain, and that's found in Habakkuk 2:2 and 3, get in the details. Get detailed about the vision that you have. Don't just say, I want a successful lash business. What does that look like for you? Are your books full? Are you a mentor? Are you a trainer? Are you a product owner? Like, what does it look like for you? Make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. Make it plain and give it time to work. This is not easy. Building a business is not easy. And being a lash artist is not a get rich quick career. You have to be patient, you have to be persistent, you have to keep chasing what you want, and you have to consistently show up as your best self. You have to consistently invest in your business. Like, people don't want to make investments, and I understand, because you don't always know what's good, what's bad. But do your research on people, do your research on their products. Don't just look at the popularity that they may have, because people get popular just for selling things or for selling a dream. Like, make sure that you can see the credibility, that you can actually have a conversation with this person, maybe in the DMs. Are they relatable? Whatever. Do your research. That's the point. And then lastly, trust the process. Seed, sow, time, work, harvest. That is an earth principle. Whatever you plant, if you give it time, if you nurture it, it is going to grow and reap your harvest. And that's the good and the bad thing. So if you have great ideas for your business, execute them. Take the baby steps as many baby steps as you need to take to get you to the goal. That's the sowing process. And then you have to wait. Things don't happen overnight, but you be consistent and persistent and keep working during that time. And before you know it, the thing that you have been praying for, working toward, it will manifest and be yours. And don't be fooled, because when you get the blessing, it's work to keep it. So yeah, it's all work. You're gonna always be working. And you'll always be right where you're meant to be based off of the efforts that you put in. If you do nothing, you will be in the same spot doing nothing. If you do all of the things that you can that are smart and strategic, because don't just go crazy. We just said stupid games win stupid prizes. But if you are doing the work, you're gonna get the results that you want and be where you want to be. You're gonna grow. So that's just that on that. And then my last piece of advice that I shared with them was to make the frame bigger. Your business, your relationships, your life, your dreams will only be as big as your belief for them are, because that's all you'll have the capacity for. So if you have this small picture frame of a dream, you're only going to be able to fit small things in it, or maybe a big thing or a medium-sized thing. But if you have big dreams, man, and big goals, make your frame of belief bigger, so that all of the things that you desire, all of the things that you work for, can fit into your life. You will have capacity to hold them. Don't get stuck in what it looks like in a moment or a season. Every business is going to be up at some point with all the clients and all the coins, and every business is going to be down at some points where you're losing clients, where it's a slow season, where the math ain't mathing with the money. Like, that's where becoming a good steward matters, because when it's not good, you ain't just totally struggling and washed out financially and can't pay for your bills and all of that. Don't get fixated on what it looks like right now. Do the work toward what you want your business to look like, and it will come, it will happen. Remember, seasons change. So work towards the harvest that you want is going to come. Make connections. Make connections to where you have support from other people. Make connections to where you are supporting other people. Make connections for community. You need people to talk to. You need people to bounce ideas off of. You need people to reassure you. You need people who can hear God, listen to God, pray to God for you, and just share from their own experiences, or if He delivers a message specifically for you through them. You need community. That's the point. And you also need to make connections for guidance. Get a mentor. You need somebody who is already ahead, steps ahead of you and down the road, to help you get through some of the obstacles that you may face, to help you avoid some of the pitfalls that are on the way that they've already found a solution to, because they went through it. Like, you need to make connections for guidance. So those were some of the things that I shared with the graduates of that class. Did I share it exactly the same way that I just shared it with y'all? No, but in a nutshell, that was it. And I believe that if we all apply these things, then we'll have great years as business owners. Analyze your business. We have a few days left in the year. Just take some time to look back over all of the amazing things that happened, as well as the horrible things that may have happened, and really set your intentions on how you want things to go in your business for the next year. One thing that I do, I hate vision board. Let me not say I hate them. I just don't make them, because I feel like they're just there to be pretty, and they don't really allow room for a lot of practicality, and I'm a practical kind of girl. So one thing that I do instead of doing a vision board is I make plans for the quarter. So that's the first 3 months of the year, second 3 months of the year, third and fourth 3 month blocks of the year. So my plans always go by quarter. I will make plans for January through March, and I will set goals, set intentions, create plans for the goals and intentions, and work those plans through the first months of the year. And what I don't accomplish in that time, if the goal is still important to me, then I'll roll it over to the next quarter. But don't overwhelm yourself trying to come up with all the things you're going to do this year. No, it's okay to take it slow, because you have time to actually take it slow. So I hope that this episode was encouraging. I'm looking forward to what 2024 has to offer. I'm praying more energy for the work that we all need to do to keep our businesses afloat and flourishing. I'm praying for guidance so that we can make the right steps, and just not end up in situations financially or just business wise that we wouldn't want to. My prayer is also for rest, because I know that rest is hard for me. I know that rest is hard for a lot of us, especially when our income is dependent upon our productivity. So I'm just praying for that's that too. Praying to be productive and not busy, because there is a big difference between the two. So yeah, I believe that 2024 we're gonna have the year that we deserve if we do the things to have what we want. Whether we do the things to have what we want or not, we still gonna get what we deserve in the year based on our efforts or lack thereof. So y'all, that is that on that for this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast this year. It's been a thrilling year. I love that I get to do this. I'm hoping that I'll create a schedule and be intentional about more what am I trying to say? Like timely or scheduled podcast episodes. We're gonna work it out. But thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening and for helping me build this community. Y'all, that is that on that. And I will talk to y'all in 2024.